Hello and welcome to Who Would Win in a Fight. Today I'd just like to have a quick preview of the upcoming heavyweight rematch between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. I think it's scheduled for Saturday, February the 22nd. Now, a quick recap of the first fight, which ended in a draw. A lot of people think it was quite controversial. The decision might have been controversial, but if you can just remove the decision from what everyone saw with their own two eyes, there is no way that fight was a draw. Tyson Fury won that fight quite comfortably. And anyone who thinks Wilder won that fight or at least earned the draw may need to go back and have a look at that fight again. Now, a quick review of it. Wilder had two knockdowns in two separate rounds, so that is two 10-8 rounds. So straight away, Wilder is 4-0 up. Now, I've heard some boxing commentators and YouTubers say, oh, well, that's, two knockdowns in 2 rounds, that's 4 rounds, there's only 8 rounds left. That's nonsense. It's embarrassing to hear guys say things like that. 2 rounds, 2 knockdowns, that's 4 points to Wilder ahead of Fury, but there still is 10 rounds left. And of the remaining 10 rounds, I maximum gave Wilder one more round. So that would mean, simple calculation, Fury gets the remaining 9 rounds. So Fury has 9 rounds, he's got 9 10-9s. Wilder's got 1 10-9 and he's got 2 10-8s. So I think it's 9-5 to Fury. There's no way that fight should have been ruled a draw. So I don't know what the judges were. Look, again, hometown decision in many ways. Unfortunately we've come to expect these decisions to come with the boxing territory. Unfortunately, it's a fact of boxing life. Now, how will the rematch play out? I actually think, in terms of, firstly, what Fury is going to bring to the table, I don't think Fury is going to change. He hasn't changed his style other than the time he fought Martin Rogan completely southpaw, but his style will remain the same. He's not a big puncher. I don't think, for all the talk he's going to have about sparking out Tyson Fury and knocking him out, I don't think he's going to knocking out Deontay Wilder. I don't think Tyson Fury is going to be knocking out Deontay Wilder. He might catch him late with a flurry. He's going to have to, Wilder's chin has been suspect in the past, but I think in the first Ortiz fight he showed that he actually can take a punch, and Ortiz is a far more considerable puncher than what Tyson Fury is. So I think if Fury's going to win, which I think he will win, it is going to go to distance. Now, I think the onus to change is definitely on Deontay Wilder. He can, with all the bravado in the world, and I actually like Deontay Wilder as a person. I know he can be a bit brash, and he said some things that I'm sure were all to do with the upcoming promotion of the fight. But I'm sure in his quieter moments when it's just himself, he really can't believe that he at least got a draw in the first Fury fight. He really, hand on heart, he can't believe he won that fight. So I think the onus is most certainly on Wilder to change. And how is he going to do that? Well, if he's got a sensible head on him and he knows that really he didn't win against Fury and he's not going to be able to outbox Fury. And the one thing that Deontay Wilder always has in his locker, and he says it before every big fight, his opponent has to be perfect for 12 rounds. He only has to be perfect for 2 seconds. And it's a mantra he keeps repeating. The opponent has to be perfect for 12 rounds. He just has to be perfect for 2 seconds. Now, there's a slight shift in that mentality, or there should be, from Wilder's perspective. Against Luis Ortiz, he relied on the big punch, and it came. I think it was in the 8th round, the 7th or 8th round, and it came. But he had marginally lost every round up to that point. He was relying on the big punch again to get him out of jail, because if he hadn't have found the big punch, and I know it's a but and it's an if and it doesn't matter, but if he hadn't have found it, he was sleepwalking to a points loss. But again, he found a knockout, so fair play to him, hats off. However, when he's looking across the ring and he sees Fury in the corner on fight night, he's got to know, right, I can land the big punch on this guy. and if I land a big punch at this guy, there's a very good chance he's going to be getting back up. So what does he do then? And in the first fight, when Fury was knocked down, and particularly in the 12th, not only did Fury get back up, but he actually won the remainder of the subsequent round. So Wilder just can't rely on the big punch this time, because he got Fury twice and it didn't work. It still went the distance. So what does Wilder do then? He can't try and outbox Fury. Yeah, he'll be showing up for the limited skills he does have. And again, credit to him that he's a world champion. He's boxed. He took it up late. He's got great athleticism, and he has, in some fights, he has practiced his skills. He brings his jab a little bit more into play. There isn't as much windmilling from him in more recent fights. So he has got a little bit more refined, but he's not going to be able to outbox Tyson Fury. And I don't think he's going to be able to wait for the big punch to come. I think, I'm not going to say he's going to do this, but I think a strategy could be just trying to go for the knockout early. And if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. But I think if he waits and waits, he might find that he's going to run out of time. Or if he does tag Fury, it'll be late in the round. He carries power quite well, but there mightn't be enough of zip in a Wilder punch to knock Fury out in the late rounds. I mean, he caught Fury in the 12th round with a left hook and a right hand, which would have finished any other heavyweight currently or past. So I think Fury's got to be a bit gung-ho, and maybe in the third or fourth round try and put the foot on the gas and go for the kill and just throw all his hats or all his marbles into that hat. But I don't think that's going to work. I think Fury now has a bit more time under his belt, full training camps. So I think Fury's going to be wiser. He's going to be far more sharper than he was. Remember, he took the Wilder fight at a time when people said that he shouldn't have, and he looked as sharp as he ever did. I think he's going to look as sharp, if not sharper. So I think it all comes down on what Wilder is going to do. So my prediction will be it'll be an easy points victory for Tyson Fury. But again, I'm a boxing fan. I don't want to see any man getting beaten easy. I want Tyson Fury to win. I'm a Fury fan. I want Fury to win. I think he's going to win on points, but I want Wilder in defeat. I want him to put up a good show. I want Wilder to be incredibly relevant. I don't want Wilder to get absolutely schooled and Fury to put on a pure boxing clinic and Wilder to lose a lot of his relevance, because whatever the outcome of this upcoming fight, I still want to see Fury and Wilder in big fights against Dillian Whyte and the likes of Joshua. So for that reason, I wish both men well, but I just think Fury is going to get the result that he deserved to get in the first fight. So look, thanks very much for tuning in, and until next time, goodbye.